If you are rolling out Passkeys in Entra ID right now to hit that holy grail of phishing resistance, you are probably making a massive structural mistake with your privileged accounts. You think you've deployed a bulletproof FIDO2 strategy, but behind the scenes, your global admins are quietly exporting the keys to your kingdom straight into their personal iCloud keychains or consumer Google password managers. If a consumer cloud account gets phished or compromised via a weak SMS recovery path, the attacker doesn't need to phish your admin. They just sync the replicated credential directly to their own machine. Entra ID logs it as a valid, compliant, phishing-resistant sign-in. No anomaly triggers. Today on Identity Digest, we are building a zero-cost, multi-profile passkey architecture right from a home lab, using the devices you already own, to completely isolate corporate admin identities from flexible employee workflows. And I'm going to show you a hidden evaluation trap in Entra ID that might be bypassing your restrictions right now. To solve this, Microsoft rolled out Passkey Profiles. It allows us to ditch the old single-tenant wide configuration and build group-based security postures. For our standard workforce, we want convenience. We want them using synced passkeys, like Bitwarden or Apple Password. But for administrators, we want them bound strictly to a physical corporate asset, like a laptop's TPM chip by a Windows Hello. But here is the engineering pitfall where almost everyone screws up. In Entra ID, if an identity is targeted by more than one passkey profile, the evaluation logic is not most restrictive wins. It is actually the exact opposite. If a registration attempt satisfies the requirements of any matching profile assigned to that user, Entra ID allows it. Let's hop into the lab, replicate this flaw on purpose, and then build a production-grade fix. First, let's set up our lab variables. You don't need premium licenses for this. Entra ID Free handles FIDO2 policies perfectly. We'll head to identity users and spin up 2 clean test accounts. I've created admin at f11labs.onmicrosoft.com and beastaway at f11labs.ca. Next, we need to create an explicit security group for a normal workforce. Go to Groups, create a new security group, and call it GRP Standard Workforce. Add your standard user to it, but make absolutely sure your admin account stays out of it. Now navigate to Protection, Authentication Methods, Policies, and select Passkey FIDO2. If you haven't migrated your tenant to the new profiles architecture yet, you'll see a banner right here prompting you to opt in. Go ahead and click it. Just remember, it's a one-way street. Under the Configure tab, click Add Passkey Profile. We will name this Strict Hardware Enforced. We will limit the passkey types to device bound only. Now pay attention here, leave Enforce Attestation turned OFF. Why? Because if you don't have a physical YubiKey at home, you'll be using your computer's built-in Windows Hello container or the Microsoft Authenticator app to simulate your secure tier. Platform authenticators don't pass enterprise hardware attestation chains to Entra yet. If you turn this on, your local machine registrations will fail. To lock this down without physical keys, toggle Enforce Key Restrictions to Yes, set the behavior to Allow, and click Add AAGUID. We are going to paste the official Microsoft AAGUIDs for the Windows Hello TPM container or the Microsoft Authenticator app. I'll drop these exact strings in the description box below so you can copy paste them into your own lab. Finally, switch over to assignments and scope this profile strictly to your admin test identity. Now let's configure the workforce profile. Select your default passkey profile. Here, we allow both device-bound and synced, and we leave key restrictions turned OFF. This allows normal users to save passkeys to their personal browsers or password managers. But remember that trap we talked about earlier. If the target scope for this default profile remains set to all users, our admin account is going to inherit it, bypass our strict hardware rules, and register anything it wants. To close the loophole, switch to the Enable and Target tab. Edit the assignment for your default profile, change it from all users, and target it exclusively to that GRP standard workforce group we built in step 1. Click Save. Let's test our work to get our verification data. Log in as your admin test account. Go to Security Info Add Sign-in Method, Passkey. If I choose Windows Hello, the prompt reads, My motherboard's TPM chip matches the AAGUID whitelist and the registration succeeds perfectly. Beautiful. Now for the real test, let's try to bypass it. I'm going to attempt to register a passkey using Google Password Manager or force a cross-device mobile prompt. Watch what happens the second the browser passes that unauthorized browser ID back to Entra ID. Boom, denied. Because our admin account doesn't inherit the loser default profile anymore, Entra ID strictly applies our whitelist and actively blocks consumer cloud sync engines from intercepting our privileged credentials. By decoupling your workforce ease of use policies from your privileged admin baseline, you protect your infrastructure boundary without impacting employee productivity. If you found this setup valuable, or if you want the precise KQL logging queries to track these passkey registrations directly in Microsoft Sentinel, check out the full technical write-up over at my site f11.ca. Hit that subscribe button for more deep dive identity engineering labs. See you in the next one.